Hey guys, so today's video is going to be about the second member of the 3v3 Holy Trinity, Mei. Mei makes the list because she has such a versatile kit. She has the ability to freeze somebody up close, to hit them with ice spikes from afar, to control space with her ice wall, and to protect herself with her invulnerable ice block. Mei is very rarely the best choice for any given scenario, but she definitely covers the full width of possible scenarios, and she's never without. She always has something that she can influence the battlefield with, that can help you close distance, that can help you bisect the enemy team or stop a retreat. She's got so many tools, so many very specific tools, as well as the ability to win when she's behind in 2v1s and 3v1s, and with one of the best ults to do so. The cool thing about her kit too is that when she's healing in her ice block, it helps build ult. So if you're taking damage from afar, running away, it helps you build up to that ult that will let you finally win the 2v1. Not convinced? Let me get into some specific examples. If you predict a Roadhog is about to hook, you can use an ice wall in order to block that hook. You can also use her invulnerability to block it, but I suggest using the ice wall if you're good enough to do it. Using the ice wall gives you the added benefit of varying when you drop it. What you could do is throw it up, hope that they reload, maybe wait a split second to convince them, and then drop it while they're reloading, and then get a free freeze off. A lot of Meis rely very heavily on their left click. That's usually a really bad mistake. Her right click gives you the ability to pick off people from a distance. It also gives you the ability to land headshots, which are surprisingly bursty if you're landing them well. The reason Mei is such a strong pick is not because you just use left click or just use right click, but the combination of both. She's deadly from a very close range in the freeze, and she's deadly from a medium range by throwing those ice spikes. And skills like wall and block will help you close the distance to medium. You can use your ice wall to flank an enemy Mei who has used her ice wall. This works exceptionally well because the Mei seldom suspects that you're going to jump over her currently still up wall. When it comes to characters like Genji and Hanzo, people expect them to be mobile, changing levels, chasing up walls, but they don't really expect it out of Mei, so you can use that to get off some confusing flanks. You can attack from angles that people wouldn't suspect because her ice wall gives you the mobility to get to floor 2. This is a nice little flank to get into the lowered room. The cool part about this is that people once again don't suspect it, so there's an element of deception to this. Here's that same flank in the room, but shown by jumping off of the bridge. But if you were very good at Mei, you have a lot of advantages that a lot of people don't have. One, if you're good at landing headshots, people don't expect the burst. Two, if you're good at using the wall to set up flanks, people don't suspect Mei coming in from a weird angle. And three, Mei just has so much outplay potential built into her, like with the wall, bisecting teams, blocking attacks, doing really dynamic, cool things. And I mean, her ice block as well. I mean, you can block attacks with the ice block. You can actually no, Mr. President, and jump in the way of somebody, throw up your ice block, and use your ice block to block an attack if your wall's down. Like, she's got so much crazy stuff you can do with her that if you're thinking at that level, rates are the enemy Mei isn't. Don't just use walls when you're up close in person. If you notice a teammate in trouble and you want to help mitigate some of the damage going toward them, use walls from elevated positions, from distances, anything to help you sway the fight in your favor. You can also use your ice block to dodge hooks. When you know someone is running in a very particular direction, one of the most devastating things you can do is just throwing your ice wall in their way. Even if there's not someone there to help you, or whether or not you're dubious whether or not you can catch up, that moment of panic, that moment of pressure, oftentimes they will mess up and you'll be able to capitalize on an opportunity that you yourself created. Don't forget to use your teammates for cover. When you get a nice wall down and you isolate someone away from his enemy team, don't be so focused on the kill that you're not worried about yourself. It's important if you're like at 50 health or if you're within one shot range from whatever the enemy is, so if it's like a Pharah, if you're like around 120 and she's really close to you, worry about staying alive first, because you are a sustained character, and sustained characters are going to win the long fight. I don't know what the hell that was. This is an interesting clip because there's a lot of what we talked about already in it. First, the wall in the Zenyatta, blocked the retreat, got the kill. Second, we have a fight where I screw up, where I make the mistake of ice blocking too early, thinking he's going to hook, and instead he held the hook back and got me with an actual hook after the ice block in the wall went down. I did this because I was in a very, very aggressive mindset, but notice that May's health helped compensate for that mistake. Maybe he also didn't land a perfect shotgun blast, but like having 250 health matters. Her whole kit, from left click to right click, to her ult, to her special abilities, they all matter so much. She's the complete package when it comes to dueling and forcing people into dueling situations, controlling space. She's got so many interesting abilities all in one character. The only thing she's really lacking is really burst damage. Yes, if you land icicle headshots, that's big burst damage. But if you're not landing it, she still has enough abilities and enough control over the battlefield to come out on top, to win duels, and to win a war of attrition. And that is why May is my number 2 pick for the 3v3 solo queue Holy Trinity. Also, if you guys are new here and you like my content, please subscribe. I do Overwatch content, Hearthstone content, I make vlogs, I travel the world. And soon there's going to be a couple new shows, one about gaming, one about some other things that we'll talk about later, but they're coming up, so if you like my kind of stuff, please subscribe. Also, if you didn't see Holy Trinity Part 1, you can check out that video over here. If you haven't seen my latest guide, it's about how Siegel plays May on Hanamura. May becomes kind of like the linchpin of the Hanamura defense, you can check that out also over here.